Welcome to the CatFiveBoys podcast. I'm your host, Matt, and I'm here with my co-host, Maddie.
Hey everybody, hope everyone's doing well.
And today we have no George. He's not feeling well today, so he's going to be taking a sick day for today's show. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody enjoys the content that we have for you in this episode of the CatFiveBoys podcast. First and foremost, disclaimers, just to get those out the way. The views expressed by the individual hosts or guests do not necessarily reflect the views of the Cat 5 Boys podcast. Further disclaimer: the topics we touch on the show are not always lighthearted. Sometimes we get into sensitive topics. Sometimes we get into very sometimes dark, sometimes deep topics. So if that's not your thing, this might not be the show for you. We have clips if you are interested in catching the best parts of each episode. Maybe not obviously all the best parts, because then what's the point of the actual episodes? If you can't catch the full shows, you kind of want to get some of the best bits. We have clips accounts, Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, we post shorts as well. All of those accounts are at Cat5Boys, so if you want to check those out, just make sure you drop a follow, drop comments on the shorts. We love those. On the different clips, we love the comments. We love to touch on them and have a conversation about it on the show as well. If you want to be a guest on the show, we would love to have you on. If you have any disagreements with me, George, Maddie, anybody on the show, and you kind of want to debate about it, or you want to give your grievances, or maybe you have something on the show or something going on in your life rather, that is interesting and that you want to kind of express and talk about on the show, we would love to have you on. We're very interested in what you have to say. Just send us a DM on Instagram at Cat5Boys. And let us know your interest in being on the show, and we'll schedule with you and make it happen. I stream every single Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. Sometimes I get a little bit late. I try not to. I try my best to stay on time to those streams, but sometimes I get a little bit late, things to do on weekends and whatnot. But I try to get there on time every time. We had a good stream this weekend that just passed. We had a lot of fun on that. We were ranking a bunch of different things like Pixar movies and freaking cartoon mom baddies and shit like that. So if you guys want to check that, if you guys want to be a part of that, and maybe you want to talk shit on me live, or maybe you want to support show a little support and have a little conversation live, you want to put a face to the voice, make sure you go check out my my stream every single Saturday. I'll leave that description in the comment or in the description of this video, and every single video subsequently following. Make sure you guys make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts if that's where you're listening. Drop us a 5-star rating. Make sure you get those comments flowing, guys. We love the comments, whether you have stories to tell us or maybe you have some disagreements you want to air out, whatever the case may be. Just drop it in the comments. We'll definitely respond to every single comment in the following episode, preceding the one that you dropped the comment on. Yeah, we post every Wednesdays and Fridays. We took a week that we didn't post anything. I know that's kind of frustrating. We've been doing that a lot. I'm gonna definitely. I know I say this every fucking time, but I'm gonna get on my ass to get to get those episodes pumping out every single day that we're supposed to be doing them. Bringing new people on, doing some exciting stuff with the show as well. Trying to think outside the box. With that said, and without further ado, let's get this episode started. Maddie, how has your time been ever since the last episode we did, which was, I think, a week ago or something like that? How's everything been since then?
Oh, everything's been great. I went out with my friends this weekend. We had a great time. We went out, we went dancing, so it was nice to get out, let loose, and have fun. And I've been picking up my room, finally getting rid of like a bunch of old stuff that I don't need. So it's nice to have like a nice fresh start. Out with the old and with the new makes you feel better because it's a proven fact that when your room is clean and your car is clean, that you have a clearer state of mind. So I've been feeling that it's been a lot better. And life, everything's been good, man. I really can't complain. Everything's been going well. I'm alive, healthy, and everything is beautiful. How about you, Matt?
That's beautiful to hear, buddy. That's very, very good to hear. Praise be to
Thank
the
you.
Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
I've been doing all right. I've been doing pretty good. I mean, I can't complain. The Lord has provided me with another day of living, another week to be able to do this show, have fun. I love doing this show, and it's a fun time. So, it's been good. I've been doing all right. We played football on Friday. That's something that we did as well, and it was super fun.
Oh, right,
Um,
yeah.
bro,
Forgot about that.
yeah, no, it was fun. You can't, shit. I'm not want to toot my own horn, but I went off. I got a touchdown, two touchdowns, I think. Fucking touchdown passes. What, bro? Come on, man. I love football. Playing with Matty was really fun, and some of his friends and everything like that. So it was a fun time. I got to finally do that. I've been wanting to do that for a long. I've been trying to find people to do that with for a long time. So the fact that that I was able to go out with you guys, and Maddie was so kind enough to invite me to play football with them, it was very appreciated, and I had a lot of fun that day. So other than that, kind of just hanging out. Watched Temptation Island on Netflix with my girl, a fucking reality TV show about dating and shit like that. These couples, established already couples, go on this show, and then the guy goes to their own. The guys go to their own house. It's like four couples. The guys go to like a house, like a vacation home or whatever, and then the girls go to another one, and then there's a bunch of single people there where they try to tempt the people who are in the relationship or whatever, to cheating and whatnot, maybe form connections and all that type of shit. So we were watching that all weekend. It was super fucking dope. If you guys know what I'm talking about, people who are watching this, if you guys know what I'm talking about, and you have some opinions about the characters on the show, drop it in the comment section right here in this video. I would love to respond to that shit because I have a lot of opinions about that fucking show. It is weird as fuck to see people's relationships just put on blast in front of millions of people. It's so dystopian, but it's also very entertaining at the same time, which is very shitty to say. I don't know. It's entertaining, but it's also really fucked up. But anyways, if you guys have any opinions, bro, drop them in the comments. I would love to hear them. With that being said, and without further ado, let's get into the Reddit section of this show. So first and foremost, we're gonna try our hand at a new Reddit thread. This one goes by the name of True Off My Chest. So we're gonna see what this one has to offer. I picked out just one that kind of popped out at me. Maybe could be. I suppose I'll give a little synopsis of what the actual thread is about. This True Off My Chest is kind of what it sounds like. It's just like confessions, I suppose, that people have, or like different things, secrets or whatever the case that they have that they're, airing out on fucking Reddit of all places. But anyways, let's get started with this one. I looked at my wife yesterday and thought, why can't she just fucking stop sometimes? We were just sitting in the car, not even arguing, just existing. And I look over at her in my head and I said, why can't she just fucking stop sometimes? Stop being difficult. Stop snapping at me and the kids over every little thing. Stop being so damn cold all the time. Stop acting like everything we do is a burden to her. Just stop. I hate the position her attitude has put me in. I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to feel like I have to find someone else to connect with. I don't want to spend my nights venting on Reddit like some lonely, pathetic sap, getting dragged by people who think they know everything about love and loyalty and marriage from their high horse. I don't want to be this emotionally starved, bitter version of myself. I'm tired of being made to feel like a pervert for having the audacity to be attracted to my own wife, for wanting to be close to her, for trying to initiate something beyond just being roommates and co-parents. It's humiliating. I'm not some creep. I just want connection, intimacy, affection, the basic things people in love are supposed to give each other. But her neglect has turned me into someone I don't even recognize. I hate that. I hate that she thinks nothing is wrong, even when I'm telling her something is wrong. I hate that I've spelled it out. I tried to have conversations, tried to fix things, and somehow I'm still the problem in her eyes. I'll always be the problem. I hate that she keeps wanting to take pictures as a family, big smiles, matching outfits, Christmas cards, like everything's perfect, like we're not crumbling on the inside. I hate having to fake it for a photo just so she can post it online and feel validated, while behind the scenes she's making us all miserable. She's like an overgrown child, emotionally immature, selfish, and exhausting. Everything revolves around her moods, her needs, her wants, even dinner. She's so picky. We eat the same four things every week, not because we can't do better, but because she refuses to try. I'm tired of walking on eggshells. I'm tired of carrying the emotional weight of this house. I'm tired of smiling for the kids when I'm dying inside. And honestly, I hate being judged by strangers as if I'm the worst person in the world because I'm looking for someone to connect with. like I'm some kind of monster for wanting to feel desired or loved. They don't know what it's like to be trapped in this, to be ignored, to be made to feel invisible in my own marriage. But because I'm trying to make myself feel again, they're quick to throw stones. I don't need the judgment. I need understanding. I don't know what I'm asking for. Maybe nothing. Maybe just to be heard, to be seen, to feel like I'm not crazy for feeling all of this. Because right now, it feels like I'm invisible in my own life. Edit. Forgot to include this. It's not as simple as just leaving, as everyone will obviously chime in and recommend. Financially, it would ruin me. It would ruin the kids' futures. Starting over would put me years behind in any chance at building a life where I'm genuinely happier. My kids would end up with her most of the time, and while I'm sure that sounds like a relief to some, I'm the one who's here to protect them, to guide them. Leaving would leave them in a position I can't stand by and watch. It's not just as easy as people make it sound. And that's it for that.
Damn.
That's fucking
Homie's going
yeah,
through it,
that's
bro.
fucking depressing, cuz. Oh my gosh.
Fucking, I mean, the only thing going through my head when you're reading what he's saying about her is that she's very sadistic and narcissistic, bro. Like she cares more about her image and what people see rather than her husband and her kids' well-being and like the relationship that they all have as, husband, wife, and mother, father, and children. Like that sucks right there. Like, and as soon as you said that they had kids, because the first thing I was going through my head was like, bro, just divorce her, leave her, go find somebody that's gonna make you happy and value you as a man, because we are everyone wants and needs validation. If you're doing your part as a man, you want your woman to validate you and let you know that you're doing your part as a man. She sees it, acknowledges it, and feels it, and vice versa. When your woman, you want to validate your woman that she's being your woman, this and that. But he's got kids and he's right. If he leaves her, if they split up, it's true. The court always favors in the woman, regardless of how good of a father he is, most of the time. And that sucks that he can't be in a happy, loving relationship where he's trying everything and he has to, like he said, walk on eggshells so he doesn't piss her off or make a mistake and then ruin the weekend for the kids, ruin the week for him and her. He has to sleep on the couch. He's saying he's probably even saying, oh, he has overtime, but he just is waiting to get home until after she falls asleep because he doesn't want to deal with her. That really sucks, especially since there's kids involved, because then that's like a more of a reason he can't escape. It sucks that he has to go through that because it's draining and it just destroys your motivation for trying to fix anything when you've tried so hard. And then again, add the kids, it sucks that he's at this point he's only doing it for the kids, and no relationship should be like that. That genuinely sucks for this guy, bro.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. The bathroom is probably like his fucking cave, bro. This man probably spends a lot of time in the bathroom. I'll tell you what, the first thing what I was thinking about when I was reading through that is that he sounds like a woman. I'm not gonna lie. Now, I'm not even saying that to drag him because I understand where he's coming from and I get it. I've seen it a lot where like guys try to like, or I've also heard stories a lot where guys, you're in a marriage and your girl's just not really like, she's not the sexual type or whatever. You kind of try to make sexual advances. I mean, she is your wife, and after all, and she just kind of like tells you like to stop making everything about sex, or stop pushing yourself onto her so much and whatnot. It makes you feel like a creep. It makes you feel like like for some reason you're a rapist or something. It makes you feel that way, especially as a man. Like I think universally one of the things that we kind of love is when our person when our partner, as I don't even want to say partner, but when our fucking person or whatever, when our woman um reciprocates that desire. You know what I mean? When you're trying to when you're trying to get at her and you're trying to initiate some type of sexual advances, and she just she's right there with you. You know what I mean? And she's feeling that desire for you as well. I think every guy kind of wants that, and when your girl is constantly kind of pushing you away and telling you to not always, well, like, why are you always thinking about sex, or like, stop, I don't want to do it tonight or whatever. And it's kind of the same thing every time. It does kind of start to fuck with your brain a lot, especially as a dude. Um, you know, that's just a lot of like, and I think that goes kind of to the whole how women are raised. It's like, oh, stranger danger. For the most part, the strangers are believed to be men. It's like, oh, men are pigs, men are assholes, or whatever the case, and guys kind of just, especially when they're trying to, like, when they have a woman in their life and they're trying to initiate some type of sexual advancement, and she's kind of rejecting him, it just makes him feel like he's the creep that the parents were warning the girls about. You know what I mean? Which I mean, like I said, I've seen that before in other relationships and whatnot. So, um, I understand where he's coming from. What I usually, whenever I give prescriptions, whenever I tell people what they should do or advice or anything like that, I speak from my Christian purview. I speak as a Catholic, because that's what I am first and foremost. I'm a Christian first and foremost. I believe in Christ first and foremost. I do the will of my Lord first and foremost, and I will speak to that. And so my Christian purview would lead me to say, sacrifice yourself, put those people, or put that pain that you feel, put that suffering that you feel, put that guilt, or that frustration, the shame, whatever the case may be, put all that in a bottle, put all that in a chalice, and offer that to Christ, offer that up to him. You don't have to carry your cross alone, and you have somebody who just so happens to be the person who died for your sins to help you carry that cross as well. And there's nothing more noble than sacrificing your own emotions and your own feelings and your own desires and your own comfortability for your kids or for somebody else. Like, I think, especially as a man, that's your highest degree of honor, is to sacrifice yourself for you know other people or the greater good, whatever the case may be. And so I would tell him, if it was just you and her, if you guys were just dating, or whatever the case, I would say leave, find yourself someone better. But unfortunately, you're married, you made that decision, you have kids, you made those decisions, and you're gonna have to stand by them, because they are more important than your feelings right now. I know that sucks to say, and I know that probably, if this guy's listening, which I highly doubt he is, but for anybody else who's going through the same thing, I know that sucks to hear, but you gotta sacrifice yourself for those kids, for the greater good of what is your family, and offer that suffering to Christ. There's only one person who can help you with that, and that's Him. Now, granted, there's a church for a reason. She is going, from what I read here, she's going against her duty as a wife, and she's making all of you suffer for it, which is not what a wife should do. Go to the church, take her there as well. I know maybe you guys aren't religious, maybe you guys are secular, whatever the case. I'm not going to prescribe you to go to a therapist, that's for sure. But go to the church, speak to your priest, let him know what's going on in your relationship, and seek help from the church, is what I'm trying to say. Don't think of going with another woman. Don't cheat, because then you're going to make yourself the villain. And at the end of the day, it's going to be you who's the problem, because you cheated. And that's just how it's going to be seen, no matter what, because you cheated. Be strong. Ask for help from the church. Take it that route. You know what I mean? Don't cheat. Don't feel like you have to get a divorce. It's not going to end well. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, seek help from the church, and seek help that way. It is a shitty situation, though. I can't even lie, man. To just feel like you're trapped in a marriage that you're not happy in, with a person that you feel like is kind of more just like, I don't know, like a coworker rather than like a fucking wife. It sounds like it does suck. You know what I mean? And I hope the best for the guy. I hope the best for his family, and God willing,
Yeah,
everything went good.
it's terrible, bro. It's like working at a job and your manager is always an angry, selfish prick, you know?
Yeah, always on your
It's
case and
like,
stuff.
yeah, it's like you have to do everything their way, otherwise, you're screwed. You're the one that has to then pay the ultimate price. That you have to keep them happy at all times, which it does suck, man. But what sucks even more is, the fact if because I noticed he didn't give the age of the kids, but the kids growing up seeing that dad sleeping on the couch, dad works late nights, you know, dad, takes them out, like they don't go out as a family. They don't go to the movies, all four of them or whatever, you know, that affects the child because then they see that, oh, mommy isn't here, daddy isn't here, and when we are together, they just fight or they don't look at each other, they don't hold hands, they don't kiss, they just, give each other faces and they make remarks. That's detrimental to the development of the child because one, it could lead them into growing up and then when it's their time for a relationship, all they're going to look for is that toxicity because that's all they know. So that's what they're going to be comfortable with. And then this is just like a domino effect, right? The kids grew up seeing mom and dad unhappy. Let's say the daughter saw her mom treating her dad all these years. That's how she's gonna, not saying this will happen, but she'll see that's how her mom treated her father. That's how she's gonna treat her boyfriend or her husband in the future. And then the son sees the father, I don't want to say being a pushover because he's not really being a pushover, but at the end of the day, he's doing it for the kids. So I give him many props because he's being more of a man than the word man means because he's taking the blows, he's taking the pain for his children, which is the ultimate sacrifice, which I give him all the respect in the world. But then, unfortunately, the boy is gonna see that, and then he's gonna end up with the most toxic girl who doesn't respect him, doesn't treat him well, but that's what he's gonna be comfortable with, which then is gonna ruin him, and then put him in a situation that he has like now growing up that he's in a loveless marriage, he's in a marriage where there's no respect, there's no what's the word? There's no damn, I just had it. I'll just stick with respect. There's no respect in it, and then it's just gonna it's just like I said, a domino effect, which really sucks for the development of the kids, and then obviously for the mentality of this man. Hopefully, when the kids turn 18, hopefully they're close to 18. Hey, my bro, when there's nothing left for and the kids have moved out, they got their jobs, their apartments, whatever. Hey, bro, if she's still the same way, if you guys are still together by then, dude, get your own place, get a second job, do what you got to do, bro. Move out, and hopefully there's still options out there, which I'm sure there will be. And look for somebody who's gonna make you happy and make you make you feel the validation that you deserve and this will all be worth it. But my heart goes out to this guy, and I hope everything works in the favor. Hopefully, she's able to realize her mistakes and her flaws and all of her issues, ruining the relationship and the family. And hopefully, he's able to find a solution or something that can help him benefit in the future.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I can never really know if they are Catholic or Christian or anything like that. So my prescription might go, might be useless at the end of the day. But you know, like Maddie said, the definition of a man would be far superseded by this guy sticking it out for his kids and putting on a brave face and whatnot for the sake of the children and the family. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for the kids, man. And sometimes that's gonna lead to your own detriment, but that's the life of a man. You know what I mean? It's sacrifice. It's giving pieces of yourself for the betterment of others. That's what a man is. That's what a man is. You know what I mean? Um, and yeah, hopefully it does end up you know getting better with your wife and everything. I mean, I think there are times in relationships where things go bad, but usually those things don't last that long. Eventually, it ends. You know what I mean? But maybe this is not one of those instances. But I would say if you love her, and this is me speaking secularly, if you love her, and if you still feel the same things for her that you did when you first married her, you know, the reason why you first married her or you married her in the first place, if you still feel those things for her, then work on it because there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that first reason why, you know, and that can be, you know, it could be the reason why you stay, or it could be, you know, it can no longer be the reason why why or it can no longer be a reason which would make you therefore leave. So I would say, you know, work hard on it, bro, and you know, be the one who you can say at the end of the day that you tried your hardest and you did everything you could, not only for your wife and your marriage, but also your kids and being as a father. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you, when your kids eventually grow up and they get the context to everything, they'll appreciate you and look up to you all the more for it. So
100%. I couldn't agree more.
yeah, it is a shitty situation, but you know, like I said, I hope and pray for the best for that situation there. The next one. I don't know if you have anything else to say, buddy. You have anything? Any last final words?
Nope.
All right, beautiful. Let's get to the next one. This one, we are back at the regularly scheduled programming dating advice. I really like this girl, but she wants to talk nonstop. I hope you hear me out for a minute. I just matched with a girl over a week ago, and we have so much in common. The chemistry is off the charts. We have just about everything in common, and she's so incredibly easy to talk to. But she consumes all my time. If I didn't draw boundaries at work, she would text me all day. When we do text, it's literally from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. nonstop as if we were having a conversation in person. Then she likes to talk on the phone at 10 p.m. so that my voice can help soothe her. We'll talk for like an hour and a half, and I do like talking with her, but I also feel like I don't have life outside of work and talking with her. I'm a people pleaser, and I don't want to risk losing her. I don't want her to think I don't enjoy talking with her. I also know I can't keep doing this. I'm gonna burn out. You wanna,
Is that it?
yeah, you wanna take it away, buddy? Or
First of all, he sounds like a grade A bitch to me.
oh shit.
I'll just be straight up. He
Why is
sounds
that?
like
Why
a
is that?
oh man, I just want to say it again because it gave me satisfaction saying that. He sounds like a grade A, what's the word? Unappreciative
Bitch.
bitch. There we go. Number one, my bro. In today's world, everyone's got jobs, everyone works, far from home, and texting now is something everyone does. I'll be at work and I'll text some of my friends, or I'll be on break sending memes and shit to my friends. So if you got yourself a girl who and I don't want to say it's rare because at the same time I don't know, but if you got yourself a girl who, with all of her free time, or not her, even like all of her time, like, right, she's at work, she's out with her friends, she's just at home relaxing, gym, whatever, anything she's doing during the day. If she wants to make you part of it and talk to you during her life, then bro, you got yourself a very good girl who's paying attention to you. You know what she's doing 24/7. You know she's not out cheating. You know you don't have to worry about her. You know what she's doing at all times of the day. So you already, as yourself, have the security of like, hey, oh, we're on the phone. She's at home. I hear her brother and mother in the background or whatever, her roommates and shit like that. Oh, she's at work right now because it's 11 a.m. We're all at work. Like, and you want to complain that she talks too much? Like, bro, you should be worried if she's not talking enough. Like, I don't even know, he said what? They text from what, 5 AM to 10 PM? He said?
No, he said that he's oh yeah, no, yeah. He said it's literally from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. nonstop.
5 PM to 10 PM.
Yeah, so 5 hours basically.
Okay, so 5 hours texting, and then they're on a phone call so she could go to sleep. Number 1, especially if couple, they don't live together. I don't see anything wrong with that. If I get home from work, I get home at 8 o'clock at night, and then if my girl wanted to text until 10, and then, hey, like at 10:01, we're on a phone call so we could just talk and then just go to sleep on the phone. I don't see the problem with that. That means that she's like down for you, bro. Like, she just wants all of her time to be with you. She loves you, cherishes you, values you, as the man in her life. And if you got a problem that she talks too much, like I said, bro, the only thing that you should be concerned about, the only thing that should really bother you is if she doesn't. Because I guarantee you, bro, guaranteed 100,000% that day she doesn't text his ass, at least like let's say every day at 5 p.m. on the dot, she texts his ass, "Hey baby, how you doing?" I guarantee you that that day that she didn't text him at 5 p.m., he's like, "The fuck? Where is she? What is she? Why is she not texting me?" And then he's gonna regret it. He's gonna be like, "Damn, I got used to it," and then he's gonna realize that he was the problem. 'Cause me personally, I don't see any problem with that. Text from 5 to 10. All right, we're texting. I get home, play some video games, texting my girl, and then all right, it's bedtime. I want to go to sleep hearing her voice, and vice versa. I don't see a problem with that. I think He's it sounds like he's too cocky, like, he's arrogant, like, his time isn't like, she's not worth him giving his all, which at the end of the day, the point of being a relationship no, shit, because he said that they've been only talking for a week, right?
Yeah, he said that he matched with a girl a week ago. So yeah, well, they've been talking for a week.
Damn. Oh, okay, damn, that's right, I forgot that piece of I mean, still, kind of, bro, like, if right off the bat you find a girl who's that interested in you, because I don't want to say it's rare. Like again, I don't want to say that that's rare, but at the same time, if you match with a girl, there's obviously that attraction there. You like her, she likes you. You're both attracted to her personality, whatever. And if you have a problem with that, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. Because at least she's not texting other dudes, matching with other dudes, not going out on dates with other guys and shit. You know that she's spending her time. You know that she likes you. You got her secure. That way, by the end of the month, 2 months, 3 months, y'all could be official. So if he's got a problem with that, I don't really know. You know, I don't really see the major problem with that. Yeah, I'd understand that you maybe wouldn't want to talk all the time, but bro, if it's only like from when you get home from work to when you go to sleep, which is just a few hours, dog, like you got a problem that you either think that you're too good to be spoken to by a girl or have a girl that's that down for you, or you think your shit don't stink. I don't know. To me, he sounds like a bitch about this, bro. He should be grateful because it's not a lot of times that you have somebody that's that down for you right from the get go that you just get all, you guys just instantly click. Well, I'm very interested because I know you're probably gonna disagree with me. So I would love to hear your opinion on this, bro.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I just I'm not really getting the vibe that he's arrogant or he's kind of like he thinks his like shit don't stink, like you said, or whatever the case. I think it's just I think he just kind of wants time, time to himself, I suppose. I mean, you know, which I kind of understand, but also I think a bigger problem that's underlying here is this idea, right? That when you're looking for a person to be in a relationship with, that you have to find things that you have in common. You know what I mean? Like that's what's gonna make or break your relationship. It's like, oh, dude, these things that I have in common with this person, we have so much in common. It's like, okay, what about it? Having things in common is not something that's gonna make you a better relationship or not. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, me and my fiance, bro, like, I fucking adore video games. Like, bro, like, I love playing video games. She's not really into that shit. Football, I love football. I love soccer. Like, bro, she's not really into that. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously we have some things that we can, do together and whatnot, but usually it's not really things that you both like that you do together. It's things that one person likes and the other person does with that person to make them happy and vice versa. You know what I mean? Um, I think this whole idea that you have to have things in common in order to have a relationship is kind of stupid, which is kind of what this guy's going through. He's like, bro, we have so much in common. It's like, okay, cool. You have things in common, but now you have a friend. All right. You have a really good friend now. So what exactly is it that you're going to be looking for that's going to make her a good partner? You know what I mean? It's like, or a good, I don't even know what fucking word I would use for that. Relationship, I guess. What's going to make her a good relationship now? You know what I mean? Have you really gotten down to the bits that's really gonna matter when you're picking a girlfriend. You know, like, is she submissive? Does she have low bodies? Is she a Christian? Does she treat people nice? You know, things of this nature. It's like, yeah, like, cool. She also likes Call of Duty. What the fuck does that have to do with her being your girlfriend? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a cool conversation like friends. That's awesome. But is she really girlfriend material? Is the real question. So, I mean, I think this whole, she's talking to him a lot. She's probably the clingy type. She might not have a lot of friends that she talks to. She might have just you that she talks to or whatnot. And since you have a lot in common, she sees you as a person that she could really talk to because y'all have a lot in common. That's probably what this is right here. It's probably just that she doesn't really have a lot of people to talk to, and she has you that you have a lot of things in common, so she talks to you a lot. She could, like, at the end of the day, she could be relationship wise into you, and that's why she's texting you so much, or she could just think of you as a really good person to be friends with. Who knows? But all I'm gonna say is, um, all this shit you have in common is not the thing that's gonna really make or break it for you. You know what I mean? Um, and the fact that she's talking to you so much or whatever the case, listen, bro. Either you tell her yourself, I like you. I think you're awesome and everything like that. But I, I kind of just want time to myself throughout the day and whatnot. I love, I want to text you. I want to hear from you, but not to have full on conversations over messages. I'll come see you and we can talk and stuff like that. Have that conversation with her. If you're really into her and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I just think this guy wants some time to himself, and he kind of just, he kind of just doesn't want to be bombarded with messages all the time, and I kind of get it, also kind of don't. I can see both sides at the end of the day. But
I can too. It's just, it's just because like, if you put yourself out there, y'all matched on an app, right? You should already know that instant communicate. Once you match, you text each other, and then all this. So if you weren't really prepared for someone to text you, either you know maybe she's not what you're looking for because she talks too much, and maybe you're just a quiet person, or maybe you don't really know what you want, and you're just being somewhat selfish at that point. But I can't really say that because then again, you're alone time. You don't maybe you don't want the whole time someone talking. But I mean, I personally wouldn't see the problem in that because at least I know that this person is genuinely interested in me, and that they're looking forward to doing it. Because it's like the episode we did like a couple episodes ago where we talked about the bad texter, right? The guy who is texting this girl and she doesn't respond for 6 days. And then she's like, oh, sorry, this and that. And then it's like, he's losing interest, but then, he gains it back when she responds because then it goes back to like nothing happened. So it's kind of situations like that, bro, where it's like, it really depends on the person and how down they are for the person and for the relationship to maybe go to the next step at the end of the day.
yeah, I think it's two different, like, it's two, like, opposite extremes where, like, either the girl's not texting you at all and she's being extremely dry and it's really hard to get a hold of her, or she's always texting you, always blowing up your phone, she's always on, like, she's always trying to have a conversation with you and whatnot. Which, to me, I like clingy girls. I like it when, the person that I'm with is clingy and she wants to talk to me and she wants to hear from me and she's going out of her way to do that. I like
Yeah,
that.
like this type of girl.
Yes. I would say. I mean, I would also say that it's kind of, I mean, bro, you're a week into the to the new relationship or the new, like, connection or whatever the case. Usually that happens with a girl who's really enthusiastic and interested in shit. The first week is going to be the moment where you guys talk the most and shit like that for the most part. It probably will die down, especially if you have a conversation with her. And if that's just not your thing, if you don't want to, be getting bombarded with messages all the time, then just, like I said, bro, she's probably not even going to be the girl for you anyways, just because you have a fuck ton of shit in common with her doesn't mean that that's your girl, bro. It's like, oh my gosh, she likes Call of Duty, she likes surfing, she likes skateboarding like I do. It's just so easy to talk. It's like, okay, you found a really good friend, brother. Now, Will she make a good partner is the question, which is what you actually need to figure out. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people nowadays, when they're going into dating apps or they're in the dating world, they kind of just look for friends and hope that maybe you know they'll be able to fuck their friends. You know what I mean? But that's kind of just my take on it. It could get annoying. I can see his perspective, but then I can also see her perspective where she's just really interested in him. And if it was the complete opposite where she was just not texting him at all, he'd probably be a little bit like annoyed or mad about that or frustrated or whatever. So you know I can see both sides, like I said, but I don't know. It's that's a situation where you have to exercise your conversational skills. Explain it to her, have a conversation with her, talk to her about it, tell her that it's not to make her feel annoyed, but that you want sometime you don't want to always have to respond to her messages and stuff like that. Like you want to be able to enjoy the day for yourself as well sometimes and whatnot. If that's what you want to do. But yeah, this one, yeah, I mean, I don't even know. This one's a little weird. The dude's he's kind of gay, but also I understand kind of. I don't know. I don't know. Kind of in between for me.
Well, my advice to him is don't be a little bitch, bro. Don't take it for granted. Otherwise, your ass is gonna go back into the sea looking for fish.
Yeah.
Little bitch.
Yeah. What a fucking little bitch, bro. That boy
Little bitch
talking
ass
about, oh, she
bitch.
talks to me too much. Like, all right, bro.
Like fuck you, bro. Some people don't even have anyone talking to them, bitch.
Yeah.
So go
Don't
fuck
you have
yourself.
to like redilate your pussy or something? Your brand new pussy? I don't know. Anyways, next one. Do you hold it against
What?
girls when they hook up with other guys during the quote unquote dating phase? My last girlfriend, who I broke up with, hooked up with other guys during this time frame. Me and her were friends and she was hooking up with him. She broke it off with him and hooked up with me. I was taking her out and driving her places, but we were official. We were official, okay? To me, it was the quote unquote trying it out phase. During this period, I came to find out she had hooked up with the original guy about 3 times and one different guy, and she considered a quote unquote once in a lifetime guy. Or, sorry, during this period, I came to find out she hooked up with the original guy about 3 times and one different guy that she considered a quote unquote once in a lifetime guy. That's tough as fuck. With the quote unquote once in a lifetime guy, she used protection. With the guy she was originally with, she didn't. All during this period, she made me use protection. I get it, we weren't official, but it still hurt when I found out. I found out only after we were in love. We wait. I get it, we weren't official, but it still hurt when I found out. I found out only after we were in love. I don't see how you would put a time period on that, but whatever. We are broken up now, but it still seems like an interesting thing to get people's perspectives on. Did she owe it to me to let me know she was hooking up with other guys? I didn't ask, and I didn't hook up with anyone else, but we were together almost 24/7. This was a 2 week period. The two other, sorry, the what the fuck is this guy typing? This was a 2 week period. The other hookups before we became official. Before we became official. Sorry. Yep, that's that post.
Oh, I don't want to sound stupid, but I'm pretty sure anyone else that's listening to this, I am so incredibly confused and did not understand a single fucking thing.
Shit, I'm gonna be honest with you. This guy's typing his fucking ass, so I'm gonna try to give you a little bit of a synopsis myself.
My goodness, my brain
Basically,
was hurting.
this guy. I don't even know what the fuck's going on with this guy. Basically, his last girlfriend. Basically, I mean, I don't know. I guess he's trying to say the girlfriend that he has now. When they were in the talking phase or whatever the case, or I guess the trying it out phase, where they're trying to see if they can make it work or if they're compatible or whatever. Kind of the talking stage. Um, she was hooking up with 2 guys. One guy that she hooked up with 3 times that she was originally also talking like in the talking stage with originally, but then she broke it off with him because she got with a new guy that is the narrator or whatever. So she hooked up with that original guy 3 times, and then she hooked up with a different guy who she considered to be a once in a lifetime guy. Like a diamond in the rough guy. You know what I mean? And she used protection with the once in a lifetime guy. She didn't use protection with the original guy that she hooked up with 3 times. and she used protection with the guy, the narrator or whatever. Um, and so basically, he's just kind of asking, did she owe it to him to let her know or let him know that she was hooking up with other guys during the talking stage? He gets that they weren't official at the time, but it still feels like she probably should have told him. But that's kind of the whole gist of it.
Damn, this is very similar to a conversation, an episode we did a few episodes ago. I feel, in my opinion, at least, this is me. If you're in a talking stage with somebody, regardless of anything, y'all already know you have the interest and everything. If you're hooking up with other people and she's hooking up with other people, then I mean, that's not right. If you're in a talking stage with somebody, your attention should be on them, not hooking up with other people or being in a talking stage with multiple people at the same time. That's my point. You shouldn't be in a talking stage with multiple dudes and doing it with this guy, then doing it with this guy, then hooking up with this guy, and vice versa. That's that to me. I don't want to say it's unloyal because you're not really together. You're not in a relationship, so it's not technically on loyalty or not being loyal. But at the same time, you do owe it to the person that you're talking to because you're talking to them for a reason to have a relationship and build it from there and build a future together. You're not just there to waste time, which it kind of sounds like this. And she should have told him right off the bat, like, hey, somebody that has respect for you at least would have been like, hey, I know we're in talking stage, but I hooked up with this guy a couple days ago. I'm talking to him too at the same time I'm talking to you, trying to see which one I like more. Cause that kind of sounds like that's what she's doing. She's like teeter-tottering between this guy, him and the other dude. So that's like that's not really a good thing because you should stick to one person and then let's say if you don't like the vibe or you just don't click, then hey, go back to the other dude that you're talking in the talking stage with. I don't think that makes sense. Whatever. Go back to the other dude then. But I kind of feel that she did owe it to him because how would anybody feel, if you're talking to your girl and then find out that she's you know meeting up with other dudes while y'all are talking. You're taking her out to dinner, nice dinners, movies, the beach, shit like that, and then finding out after y'all get together for a while that she was hooking up with people. You would feel, I would feel some type of way about it too, because you know y'all are talking, but then again, you're gonna have the people that are like, oh, but they're not official. What does it matter? I can understand that. Yes, they're not official. She can do what she wants, he can do what he wants. But if you're talking to someone, you're putting your energy into them, you're investing, and that person's investing money, time, transportation, and all this, then you owe it to them to give your attention and your body, your mind, and everything to that person, and not playing ping pong with a couple of guys to find out which one, makes you feel better, you like more. To me, that's fucked up. That's kind of like that's not respectable in my eyes.
Oh yeah, buddy, I agree. I've always said this from the beginning. The way you move, like during the talking stage or whatever the case, I think the talking stage is fucking stupid as shit. I think the longer you delay the fucking talking stage or whatever, the dumber you are. Um, it leaves too much room for miscommunication and shit like that. It's just a stupid idea to stay in the talking stage for a long time. But when it comes to this specific thing, I'll tell you one thing. If I was still in the dating marketplace and I was, going on dates and stuff like that, if I know or if I figure out that you're hooking up with another guy or you have guys on your roster that you have a date with this guy planned on Tuesday because you're with me on Monday, whatnot, whatever the case may be, um, immediately I'm turned off and I don't even want anything to do with you. That date will be our last date. We can split the fucking check. Goodbye. You know what I mean? I have nothing to do with you at this point. Um, I think the way you should move as a woman, you're in the first date. if you have other people that you're with or that you're like hooking up with or whatever, then I suppose let's just say, just for this instance, it's okay, whatever, cool. The moment you realize that you like this guy enough to go on a second date with him, everybody else should be cut off. Everybody else should be done with. There should be no more hooking up with anybody else, no matter, even if you're still in the talking stage with this new guy or whatever the case. It don't matter. Everybody else should be cut off, and you should be exploring your relationship with this new guy the most you can, and doing it fully the right way. I don't think any dude likes to share his girl. And if I'm going on dates with a chick, and she's kind of being the one who is, to a certain degree, stepping out on me, because at the end of the day, listen, I'm sorry, if we're talking to each other, there's kind of this understanding that we're kind of trying to aim for a relationship. And if we're already on date 2 and we're still together and stuff like that, there's probably some sort of implied, you know, not commitment, but exclusivity, where you're saying, yeah, we're trying to see if we can go far with this. So I'm not gonna go with anybody else because I have my eyes set on you. You know what I mean? To be honest, I just like the fact that shit like this exists, where women are just kind of having sex with multiple people at once and all this type of bullshit, bro. Like, just a bunch of whores, man. I'm sorry. Like, I know it's probably mean or whatever, but bro, it's just a bunch of whores. Like, keep your fucking pussy, keep your legs closed, keep your pussy to yourself. Keep any dicks out of it, bro. And like I don't understand how hard that shit is. You know what I'm saying? Like, then they say that men are more sexual than women, bro. Women out here fucking racking up hella bodies and shit like that. Like, bro, like, I don't know how fucking hard it is for a woman who's apparently less sexual than men to just close your fucking legs. This shit, this shit like it doesn't cease to amaze me how degenerate and how fucking like sexually liberal these fucking women are today. It's insane. Like, fucking hell, dude.
And by just for clarification of for the women listeners, he's not saying women in general. We're speaking about this specific
Oh no, I'm
type
speaking
of
about
woman.
women in general for damn sure.
No, because not all of them are like this,
No,
bro.
I mean, when I say general, obviously I mean majority of women. Obviously there are women out there who are, low, relatively low body count, has only given it to the person that they've been in a long-term relationship, serious relationship with, or whatever the case. Also a lot of women out there who are waiting till marriage and are virgins right now, which, if you are, and if you're listening to this, oh my gosh, you just understand how rare you truly are and how amazing it is that you're waiting till marriage. Keep doing that. Don't fucking stop doing that. Even if you feel like you're in a relationship with somebody who is really good and might last for the rest of your life or whatever, don't give them that until you are married. Not don't hold it against them type shit where they're trying to earn it, but just maintain that for yourself and for him as well. Because it'll grow the relationship better. But I would definitely venture to say that women over the age of 18, 19, 20, majority of them have racked up a pretty significant body count. I would say majority of women today, at least in the United States of America, have done that, which is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. And again, just the fucking whores. I'm sorry, I hate to say it because, of course, it's not nice, but it's the truth. Whores who don't know how to close their legs, you're probably not gonna find the best echelon of men. And then you're gonna complain about those men who broke your heart and shit when you're doing the same bullshit you did before, and you're racking up more bodies and having a roster, and shit like that. you know what can you do? But it's just, bro, it's just so crazy to me, man. Like, it really really makes me disappointed how sexually liberal these fucking women are today. Again, generally speaking, for the most part. I know there's a lot of women out there who are really good, but society today, very liberal, especially sexually. um yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, if I was this dude, the moment I would have found out that she even hooked up with another dude, like that's the way she moves sexually, then yeah, no, I'm chilling. You know what I mean? I'm good. Um, but you didn't find out till you were quote unquote in love. I'm sorry. Listen, if I'm in love with a girl, I might stay in love with her, but all that like would leave, bro. Like I don't like this chick no more. I'm sorry. I might love her or whatever, but like I fucking don't like that girl no more. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Can't be with you. Fucking see you later. Cut. Toodles, bitch. I don't know. I can't. I don't even know what to say.
Well,
But yeah, that's my TED talk. I don't know. It's just I'm not even trying to sound like I'm mad or anything. Because at the end of the day, I got a beautiful fiance, and you know she's a virgin, and I'm a virgin, and it's great. Although that's
don't
probably
worry, you don't have to say it like that, buddy.
yeah
I'm
that's
not
that's
George that's gonna talk shit.
yeah that's probably not something that I probably even had to say on the internet. But it's fine. It is what it is. I said it. It is what it is. But like I got a fiance. She's amazing, and you know I don't really have to worry about this. Thank the Lord. But just in general, though, like just for the status of the society that's around me, the fact that we've gotten so sexually liberal is just absolutely disgusting, absolutely disappointing, and yeah, it's just it's yeah. OnlyFans models, strippers now. I mean, bitches with high body counts, college party, fucking degeneracy. I mean, I don't even know, bro. I can go on for a long time, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna spare the monologue, but even though I already gave it, but further monologue. But yeah, it's just yeah, yeah. That's pretty much all I gotta say. I don't know. I don't know if you have anything else to say, Maddie, but yeah.
Nobody.
All right. Well, I mean, like I said, yeah. If I was this dude, that probably would have been it for me, to be honest. The moment I found out about that shit, I just wouldn't even be able to like the girl. It's like I don't even like you, so it's probably not going to be the best for us to stay together. But who knows? Maybe this dude is like the type of guy who, maybe he likes to watch while his girl's getting piped. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe. If that's the case, then you guys are made for each other. But yeah, and bro, just another thing that kind of fucking threw me off that I didn't even mention: the fact that she called the other guy that she hooked up with one time a once in a lifetime guy. What the literal fuck, man? Like I think that just kind of fucking like reinforces my idea of an alpha widow. It's like this girl's been with, you're with a girl that's been with a guy who's so good at everything. This guy's rich. He's really good looking. He's a fucking 6'4" like buff dude who makes a lot of money in like his own business or whatever, and he's super funny and shit like that, and he's super charismatic and charming. There is no way that after this girl gets fucked by that guy, you will ever live up to that. There is no way. So yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, bro. It's fucking. I feel bad for people who are in the dating marketplace today, and who, especially if you don't have like a good moral framework to work from. But either way, I'll stop talking. Let's move on to the next thing. If you don't have anything else to say, Maddie.
No, buddy.
All right, beautiful. Just I suppose a couple of things that kind of are happening today. The JFK files just got released. Let me see some real quick. We got the JFK files that were just released. Try to what's it called? Um, Trying to get the files right here real quick. Or at the very least, get a summary. I've heard these files are super underwhelming, but who knows? I'm trying to. Maddie, what do you think about the JFK thing? You think the CIA did it? What do you think? I know that we're probably gonna get like Men in Black to come to our places after we say our opinions on this, but what do you think, buddy? While I try to search this up.
Honestly, bro, from everything that we were taught in school about history and about, our president JFK and all the here's the thing, people love conspiracy theories, they love the mystery. Everyone loves having their own thoughts and creating stories and possibilities of what might be when something is unable to be explained. So I personally, I don't know. As everyone else, I'm sure, in the American system, we grew up being taught that, you know, uh, JFK was riding in the limo and the down the street, and then all of a sudden he was eliminated via head elimination, and then the conspiracies come out. Oh, that they caught the shooter, that it was whatever his name is. I don't remember his name right now, but it was this guy. The bullet curved, this and that. The magic bullet that if for some reason it missed, this and that. So I don't really know because that's what I was taught. I haven't really ever been too interested in looking at the conspiracy theories or whatever it is of the whole JFK elimination. But for me, I would just say maybe that the guy did do it, but then again, I've never really cared enough to really look into it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Like for me, I think people can kind of deduce that I'm a pretty conservative guy, and I like me a good Republican president. But funny enough, my favorite president of all time was John F. Kennedy, a Democrat, which just goes to show that you don't necessarily have to be Republican to be a good president. Just be a good fucking president. It doesn't matter what your party or political affiliation is, to be honest. But he was the first real, true Catholic president, and bro got murked. So it kind of goes to show, I know people say, "Oh, Joe Biden is Catholic," but yeah, man, Joe Biden is as Catholic as I don't even know, bro. Joe Biden is as much of a believer as Christ as Satan is. You know what I'm saying? So just take of that what you will. That boy loves abortion, but he believes in God. You know what I mean? He loves that type of stuff. Killing babies, awesome, guys. That we love that. Even though Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, I definitely let's kill some babies, guys. Anyway, sorry. That's besides the point. But John F. Kennedy, my favorite president of all time. I think if he would have served his full term, he probably would have been elected for a second one because he's just that cool. And then on top of that, it would have been probably the best presidential rate, or the best presidential, what's the word, administration of all time. Because that boy was just no nonsense. That's the thing. He wasn't with the bullshit. And that's why that's for me personally, that's why they deleted him. You know what I mean? It's like he didn't give a shit about, like he wasn't a corrupt politician. He was trying to do what was right. He was trying to get us out of wars that were unnecessary. He was fighting for peace. He was fighting for the American way, apple pie, mama, and all that shit. And the people, the powers that be, let's just say, didn't really appreciate that, and they like you said, Maddie, eliminated him for his trouble. But based off of the available information up to March 18th, 2025, summary of the new JFK assassination files. The release includes approximately 80,000 pages of documents ordered by President Trump as a part of an executive action initiated in 2025, January 2025. This follows the discovery of 2,400 newly inventoried. Fucking hell, I'm a little bit dumb today. Anyways, and digitized records of the FBI in February 2025, previously unrecognized as related to the JFK assassination. These files have been transferred to the National Archives for public access. Key points from the released documents include communication failures. There's evidence of inadequate information sharing between the CIA and FBI. The CIA monitored Lee Harvey Oswald prior to the assassination, including his contacts in Mexico City with Soviet and Cuban embassies, but didn't fully inform the FBI, raising questions about negligence or intent. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm sure the CIA was just negligible and just, they just forgot, like the guy who was in charge of Lee Harvey Oswald, he just left the file on his desk and he just forgot to give it to the FBI. He just forgot. Listen, guys, he just, it was a simple mistake, okay? But either way, Oswald's actions. The file confirmed Oswald's 1963 call to a KGB agent in Mexico City, fueling speculation about motives like a Castro revenge plot, though no definitive proof ties this to the assassination. Ballistics and other evidence still largely support the conclusion that Oswald acted alone. Second shooter theories. Some documents hint at a possible second shooter, possibly at the grassy knoll, but these claims lack conclusive ballistics or forensic backing. Mafia connections. There are noted ties between key figures, including Jack Ruby and organized crime, possibly linked to Kennedy's policies, though no direct evidence of a coordinated plot emerges. CIA and FBI conduct. The file suggests that the CIA, under figures like James Angleton, withheld information from the Warren Commission, and the FBI had suspicions about Oswald's killing by Ruby, but no smoking gun overturns the lone gunman narrative. That was probably a lot, but all this to kind of say that Lee Harvey Oswald did it, and the CIA was probably a part of it. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, for me personally, this whole entire thing of the JFK assassination and the conspiracies that followed it, I like it. Not that I like it, but that I'm interested in it because of the fact that he was my favorite president, or he is my favorite president of all time. First Catholic president as well, true Catholic president, at least policy wise. And he got murked for it, So I don't know. To me, I've always kind of known, and it's kind of crazy how these documents come out, and it shows that the CIA had somewhat of an involvement in it, whether that be negligent or intentional. And nobody gives a shit. Nobody really questions it. Our three-letter organizations, but whatever. It is what it is. With that being said, just kind of wanted to go through that since it was big news today that the JFK files were finally released. Yeah, I mean, besides that, Maddie, I know that it's not really a topic that you're really interested in speaking about, but just kind of went through that real quick. Maddie, what you said you wanted to talk a little bit about Disney and their prices. I did hear, funny enough, that now that we're going to talk about this, that Disney lowered its annual pass prices in the state of Florida, or for Florida residents. I'm assuming, I think the highest tier for annual pass membership is like nationwide, but the most of them are Florida residents only, and they lowered the prices like by a lot. It's like really
Yes, I
really cheap.
believe it was about $300, and now it's $100.
Yeah, I think the cheapest one was like 250, and now it's like $60, which is kind of fucking cool and crazy.
It is, but here's the thing, you have to think about, oh shit, why does Disney charges so much for this and that? Oh, but because they spend a lot of money again, so they charge a lot because one, they spend a lot before. For any of the Disney people here that are listening,
Do you like
eh,
Disney? Like, is Disney like a place that you like to go and shit like that?
oh yeah, I enjoy Disney World, bro. All the parks, it's a nice relief. It's a nice escape from your reality for a little bit. You're enjoying yourself, the rides, the scenery, the food, the parades, the shows, everything.
Yeah,
Everything is just a
it's the
nice escape.
atmosphere that they kind of build up in there, and like they kind of make you
Yeah,
feel. So it's dope.
100%. Yeah, and it's fun. It's nice. It's relaxing. It is expensive though, which is sad, but at the same time, you have to understand that they have 4 parks, you know, thousands of people go a day, and you have to think about why shit's so expensive. One thing that I hate the most, but, at the same time, what else can you do, is how much just a basic bottle of water will cost when you go to Disney. That shit'll cost you 5, $6 for a bottle of water that you'll down in less than 30 seconds.
Yeah,
So it's
no,
kind of upsetting.
it's about money, man. It's like money rules the world. Money makes the world go around.
100%. Yeah, 100%, and I guess they must have realized that not that they were losing profit because, if you're an average Joe like you and me, who, you don't have the ability to get an Airbnb or a hotel every other weekend to be able to go to Disney after you spent 4 or $500, 300, 3, 4, $500 on an annual pass, to go to Disney whenever you want. You gotta get the hotel, You gotta get the car ride, you gotta get the gas, the clothes, the food, and shit like that. I guess they realize, maybe I should charge less and more people will buy the annual pass. Because fuck it, even if the people still don't go as often as they think, hey, they made another $100 off of one person, and think about how many thousands or hundreds of thousands of people in Florida will buy the annual pass. That's the reason I haven't bought the annual pass. Because I mean, one, it does suck buying like the one park 1 day ticket is still expensive as shit. But hey, I'd rather get the annual pass for $100, be able to go anytime during the year,
That's what I'm saying,
and,
bro.
and not have to buy the $300 a day ticket.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I was looking at the day tickets, and it's like $150 per day. And like for me personally, if I was single, bro, I'd probably go like every other weekend. But dude, I have to pay for two tickets, mine and my fiance's. That's like 350, almost fucking $400 just on tickets to go to Disney, plus gas, plus food, you know, plus any type of like little gifts that we want to get or whatever.
Oh,
Bro,
100%, 'cause
it's
that's another
expensive,
thing,
bro.
bro. Yeah, you have to go to bro, and this is probably incorrect, nobody quote me on this, it's probably different for everyone, but I could guarantee you, let's say before they lowered their price right now for Florida residents. There's always been a Florida resident discount. Not big, but there's always been a Florida resident discount. Let's just throw the numbers out, right? Let's say you want to stay at a hotel, right? But you're going to Disney, but you want to be in a nice, fun Disney themed hotel, which they have everywhere in fucking Orlando. The cheapest one will be let's say 250 a night, right? And you're not just gonna go for 1 day, right? You're gonna go for maybe that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? That's 3 days, 250, 250, 250, that's 500, another 250, that's 750, plus taxes, you're looking at almost $1,000 for the 3 nights, right? That's just the hotel. The tickets, let's say 150, $200 per person. That's for you and your girl, that's $400. Let's call it 500 after taxes. You're at 1,500 already. You haven't even fucking gone yet. The food, minimum is $15 a meal. And it's gonna be a little basic hamburger with a basic bacon cheeseburger with one slice of bacon just cut in half on top of the meat with 12 French fries and a Coke that you can't even get free refills because you got to pay for them. That right there, and you're not just gonna eat once. You're gonna be hungry. It's hot. You're walking. You're dehydrated. What do you got to do? Buy that $7 bottle of Coke.
I'm gonna be
Not
honest
just
though,
one.
it's kind of cool. Like I'll be honest, I went to Universal the other like a couple months ago, and it was hot as a fuck that day, bro. Like it was, the sun was beaming, cause um, and Universal usually, you know how they do that thing. And most like theme parks do that shit where they like have to, like you have to buy the refillable cup, like a specific cup,
Oh,
and you know
don't even get me started on that bullshit,
bro,
bro.
yeah, bro, you have to buy that specific cup or whatever. But bro, like as fucking shitty as it sounds, because it's like, bro, this is the standard now or whatever. That day, it was so fucking hot that Universal themselves like turned that feature off, and they let people just like put water in whatever cup they wanted. You know what I mean? It didn't matter, which was kind of cool for Universal to do. But bro, that's the standard that we're working with right now, bro. That we need to. That's like it's cool for a company to just let you fucking get water for free. Like, bro, come on, cause
Yeah,
bro.
bro, and it's so ridiculous, bro. Now that you mentioned that, because I was just focusing on Disney. That whole and I believe Disney has it too. That it's that refillable cup. You spend 20, $25 on that little freaking 14-ounce, 12-ounce cup. It could be like a foot tall, but in reality, you maybe have like a styrofoam cup's worth of liquid to be able to fill in there. You go to the machine, you get your soda, you drink it, and what happens? You try to go back to the machine to get another refill. Oh no, they put a fucking timer. You can't get another drink for like 15 to 20 minutes. That's the worst part.
Yeah, no,
And
that's
then
just
what does that
bullshit,
make you
bro.
do? You go to the little kiosk with the ice creams, you go to a restaurant, and they're smart with it. They know that, "Oh, shit, that shit smells good, we haven't eaten today. All we had was a small breakfast. Damn, that food smells good, it looks good. Oh, let's eat here. You'll spend you'll spend, oh man, like $100 probably in that one meal. All you got was one appetizer, two entrees, and a drink. And you're walking out spending another $100. Bro, a basic weekend going to Disney, hotel, uh park passes, food just at the park, food at the park and drinks at the park. I guarantee you, you're already spending at least 2K minimum. Minimum if you go for like a Saturday and a Sunday, maybe Friday. And it's crazy, bro, because you know, those are, I understand again, they spend millions, and it's a fact, millions and millions of dollars a year on electricity, of course. Excuse me. They have to pay for the electricity for the rides. They have to pay their employees. They have to pay for all the food, all the drinks, all the maintenance, everything. Understandable. But bro, they don't understand that if they make their prices more, I want to say user friendly or more people friendly, the if you charge less, but you have more people coming, that's better because you have more people spending more money than few people spending even more money, if that makes sense. Like instead of having the 50 people each paying 100, you now have 100 people spending 50. You make more, you know? So that's what I think that they're doing now by lowering their prices because I love going to Disney and Universal. It's fun. The trinkets, the t-shirts, the cups, the treats, the experience and everything. You want to get that shirt, you want to get that hat, you want to get that hoodie and shit like that. So of course they're gonna make their money, but bro, the whole price thing is crazy, man. Especially for the people who have Disney Plus alone, bro. Fucking it's $80 a year for fucking Disney Plus, which is whatever. But bro, the whole theme park industry and the whole entertainment industry, bro, it at times, more times than not, it feels like it's more about profit than it is about making the people happy. Because it's like I said, you go you lower the price, you have more people coming, and you'll make up the money. You'll make up the difference by how many more people are coming to spend their money versus the fewer people that are going, spending, if not a little bit more, if not the same. So they're doing a good thing, but shit, bro, if you telling me that if I spend a whole day at Disney World in that hot ass sun in those fucking lines that are 2 hours each, an hour minimum in that heat, and I gotta go pay $6, $7 for a bottle of water, and then I want to have a snack and I gotta pay 12, $13 for a fucking pretzel or a box of popcorn. Shit, bro. I better get a little compensation or some shit. But at
Yeah,
the end of
bro.
the day, we still go, bro. That's the thing. At the end of the day,
Yeah,
we say fuck it and we still go.
that's that shit, bro. Everybody's still gonna buy that shit. Like, for me, bro, I hate that I love it so much, bro, because I love taking a weekend, a little 4-day weekend or whatever, and go down to or go up to Orlando and just spend a day at the parks or a couple days at the parks or whatever, and be able to enjoy the rides. And I love it so much that I hate it so much. You know what I mean?
It's
Like,
a guilty pleasure,
that's
bro. It's a
that's what I'm
guilty
saying, bro.
pleasure.
It's like you have to, and for people like us, bro, especially in today's economy, you have to like save up for 35 fucking months just to be able to afford a weekend trip to Orlando, bro, to do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like on top of the shit you already have to pay just to even just to even enjoy a nice weekend in Orlando. Already you gotta pay, you gotta fucking save up money for a fucking like 3 quarters of the year or whatever. Like it just it's like I think it's probably like relatable to a lot of people. I wish that you didn't. I wish that at least for the most part I didn't have to live for work, or I didn't have to work to live. You know what I mean? I wish I could, you know, live. I don't know even know how to. I forgot how the saying goes. Like I wish I could. I wish it wasn't like you know you live for working rather than like I don't even know how to explain it, bro. Like I wish that all you had to do, or that in life all of it was just work. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish it wasn't like that. Rather, that every single thing you do is for work, so that you can make ends meet. And at the end of the day, when you make your money and you know you make that paycheck. At the end of the day, it's all gonna go to fucking bills, and then at the end of the day, you have nothing to fucking really be able to spend on yourself or your wife or your kids or whatever the case. It kind of sucks, and I know a lot of people are in that situation, and at the end of the day, that's life, bro. I don't even know. It's like complaining about it, waste of time, But then it also kind of feels good. But I know it's also very destructive to complain about it because then it feels good to complain about it, but then you get too used to complaining about it. I don't even know, bro. My psychology is fucked up. But anyways, but dude, I love it so much, dude. And I feel like even at that point, those companies are definitely making so much money to the point that making refills free and like making water free, like come on, really water. I feel like at that point, that shit shouldn't matter to them, bro. Like, make it free. I don't think it'll hurt you too much. You know what I mean? Type shit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Either way, that's the entertainment industry or the amusement industry, I guess, today.
Yeah, bro, that's how it is, man. At the end of the day, we're gonna still end up going, and we're still gonna be end up putting all that shit on our credit card because you wouldn't be able to go if you just go with your normal check and with whatever it is you earn that month or that months in advance.
Yeah,
Because
bro.
again, it's like you said, you got the bills, you got everything. So it's like as soon as the trip comes, it's like shit, I gotta put everything on my credit card so that I can at least actually enjoy myself, because there's a difference of going and not being able to enjoy oh, let me get this ice cream. This is the only place that it has it like this, or this is the only place that has the burger that tastes like this, or the drink and shit like that. It's the only place you could get it like authentically from there. So it's like, at the end of the day, you're like, screw it. I like it. I don't come here that often. I might as well just do what I have to do, spend the money, spend the time, and yeah, that's it. Just get the stuff from there.
Oh yeah. I mean, you know, like I said, I wish it didn't have to be like that. I wish it could be easier, but whatever. We fucking grind. We grind so that in the future we can fucking do that shit. We don't have to worry about how much money we got in the bank or how much I'm getting paid this week or whatever the case. We're gonna get there, bro. We're gonna get there. Fuck that shit. I ain't worried about it. But no, I fucking love Disney. I love Universal. I love going up to Orlando and experiencing those places and shit like that. But I gotta start learning how to love fishing more, bro. Doing some cheaper shit, bro. Like get some bait and go fucking fish. You know what I mean? Some cheap shit. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta start getting used to that shit. But either way, I kind of wanted to touch on today as well. Assassin's Creed. There was an update to Assassin's Creed that people are talking about. Well, the game got released. You know what I mean? A lot of people are saying the game sucks story wise. The fighting style is amazing. The parkour is ass. I've always kind of understood the parkour was ass. The parkour has always kind of been ass. They never really kind of, were able to perfect it, whatever the case. But the story being ass kind of makes sense to me. I mean, you have two characters that have nothing to do with, you know, what it used to be like in that time period, and for that culture or whatnot. So, I mean, what did we really expect? You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Furthermore, another topic that I kind of wanted to touch on real quick that I'm kind of interested and passionate about is the United States men's national team soccer. I know a lot of my listeners are women, and a lot of the time, probably you don't even like soccer and shit like that. But I fuck with soccer, and I kind of want to talk about it. The new, or rather, sorry, we're playing Panama this. I think if it's not Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday. I think it's tomorrow, and if it's not tomorrow, it's Thursday. We're playing Panama in the semifinals of the CONCACAF Nations League. Um, just kind of wanted to put that out there. Support the United States men's national team. Watch the game. It's going to be a good one. Panama versus the U.S. A lot of history between these two teams, especially recent history. They're the ones who knocked us out of the Copa America. In the group stage, they're the ones who beat us and knocked us out. So fuck them. We're going to beat their asses this Wednesday or Thursday. I don't even know fucking when it's going to be. I think it's tomorrow. But either way, we have a lot of players that are out too, which is going to be it's a little nerve wracking, but it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. We're still going to get it done because we're the United States of America and we're fucking goated. Um, besides those two topics, I really don't have much else to kind of go off of or whatever the case may be. That was kind of my last topic. But I kind of wanted to play a little game with Maddie. To kind of, I suppose, finish off this. Uh, what's the word? This episode or whatever the case. So Maddie, let me because I know you're busy right now. You're doing something, so just let me know when you're ready to start,
Oh, I'm
buddy.
good, buddy.
Oh, you're good now.
I'm good, buddy.
All right, beautiful. So I kind of wanted to play a little game with you, buddy. Kind of wanted to play a little bit of a game just to finish off this what's the word? This episode. I want you to build me your like Marvel team of superheroes. Just I think we'll do 4 superheroes, I suppose. Um, 4 superheroes from Marvel. I'm a DC guy, so I'm gonna put 4 superheroes from DC, and we're gonna go again. Just try not to go like super mainstream. I mean, you could go mainstream, but try not to do like OP characters. I'll try not to do OP. Like I'm not gonna choose Superman. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of a fucking cheat code. Just try to make it a little fair, but also pick whoever you like. I mean, you know, Marvel doesn't really have like super OP characters like that, but just pick who you like. Pick a four, let's say a 4-man team, and I'll do the same for DC. And I'm gonna ask Chat GPT whose team would win, and let's see what Chat GPT says.
All right, I got you, buddy.
All right, buddy.
So,
I'm gonna write it down. So just tell me your 4.
so first and foremost, Spider-Man. Got that?
Of course, of course.
All right. Number 2, I'm gonna say Wolverine. Number 3, I would say uh let me think. I would say you know what? I'll say Nightcrawler
That's an interesting one.
and Professor X.
Is Professor X a hero or is he a villain?
No, he's a hero.
Oh, he's a
Charles
hero.
Xavier, bro.
Okay, okay. All right, bet. So now I'm gonna give you mine. So my number 1 is the Flash. That's first and foremost.
Okay.
Okay, so the Flash, number 1. Number 2, I had to think about it, but I think I'm gonna go with Green Lantern.
Okay. Okay.
Number 3, and I'm gonna do just superheroes because you know, like no anti-heroes or no like no like villains or anything like that. Just heroes themselves. Although I would kind of say Wolverine is kind of like a anti-hero a little bit, but he's also kind of a superhero. So I'm just it's whatever. And then Nightcrawler, he's also a superhero, right? Like he's just a
Yeah.
hero. Yeah. Okay, so the Flash, Green Lantern. I'm gonna also say, hmm, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say fuck it, dude. I'm gonna go. I didn't want to go too basic, but I guess I'll do it. Batman.
Ah.
And like I said, I'm not gonna do Superman because that's like some cheat shit. Like come on, it's fucking Superman. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with somebody else. I'm not gonna go with Superman. I'm gonna go with let's see here. Who's a good hero? Who's a good hero? I'm gonna go with Blue Beetle.
Oh, okay.
All right, Blue Beetle. So the teams are Spider-Man, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Professor X versus the Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, and Blue Beetle. Let's see who ChatGPT chooses would win this one. Who do you? Let's just let me ask for your opinion first. Who do you think out of those 2 teams would win it? And like who do you think I suppose the I don't know who do you think would perform best in each team and shit like that, like the most powerful hitters. What are your opinions about this fight right here?
Well, let's say, so your team was Green Lantern,
The Flash,
Flash. Who were your other two?
Batman, and Blue Beetle.
Batman and Blue Beetle. Mm. Is there prep time for this fight?
I would say, let's just say the scenario is, um, hmm, what's a good scenario here? Let's just say the scenario is these two teams, these eight heroes are plopped into a world. They're like spawned into a world by like fucking I don't know by God or whatever. They're spawned into this different dimension where they're the only superheroes, and they are made to believe that each other are bad guys and they must fight each other. Like obviously Spider-Man, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Professor X, they know each other because they're from the same universe. But
Right.
they don't know the other guys. So they fight each other because, they feel like these guys are bad guys, so we have to fight them. Whatever.
Yeah. I would okay, so it's Blue Beetle, Batman, Green Lantern, and Flash versus Spider-Man, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Professor X. You know what? I'd have to say I'd have to say that I'm pretty sure I think that the Marvel team would win just alone with Professor X's abilities and powers. He would be able to I think he would easily be able to subdue the Flash if they were like fighting against each other
What is
because
what is Professor X's powers again? I always forget.
he's telepathic and telekinetic. I believe he's telekinetic.
That's
I
the
don't think he's
thing. That's the thing
electromagnetic.
about about that. The reason why I chose not the reason why I chose the because Flash is my favorite superhero of all time. But the thing about the Flash that makes him really formidable for Professor X and those powers is because the Flash, one of his bad guys, like the villains that he fights all the time, is Gorilla Grodd, who's like yeah, he's
Yeah,
a very powerful telepath and telekinetic being. So it's kind of like Professor X. So that'd be a good fight too.
it would. I just definitely think that that Marvel would win. Like if if they spawned in right, uh, Nightcrawler would just be able to like teleport right behind Green Lantern, even if he's in the sky, wrap his tail around his neck, choke him, and then he's out. And then Professor X, I think he'd be able to subdue the Flash by causing him some sort of mental distress where he's unable to, he's not in control of his own mind and body, so he doesn't know what he's doing. He's gonna go crazy and not be able to focus. Wolverine would definitely be able to take Blue Beetle, um, and Batman or any of them. He's got the regenerative abilities. He can't die, really. And he's very strong. And the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, and more beast like, more animal like he gets. He's already a natural tracker. He could be hiding a mile away and smell you coming and already know what to do. He's already got the military experience. He's got the fighting experience. He's got
You talking about
the
Nightcrawler, bro?
no, I'm talking about Wolverine.
Oh, Wolverine. Yeah, I mean, Wolverine has been alive for a long time, so
Yeah, so
definitely got
he
that
already
experience.
has like a lot of tactics. So he's already prepared for almost anything that could be thrown at him. And then Spider-Man, you just have the superhuman strength, the agility, his spider sense. He would be able to, let's say Flash is coming at him at his top speed. Spider-Man would be able to sense it, pretty sure at least 80%, 70% be able to dodge it. And then, he's able to fight, he's already got superhuman strength. So he'd be able to take on everyone with ease, hand-to-hand combat just purely from his strength. He's got his webs, he's got his agility to be able to climb walls
Wait,
and
wait, wait,
everything.
wait. You think that Spider-Man's Spidey sense is like can keep up with the Flash's speed?
Well, I mean, if Spider-Man's able to dodge bullets, even
Yeah,
though
but
the Flash is
yeah,
faster
you
than
know that
bullets.
the Flash is way faster than bullets,
No, no,
right?
no, yeah, I know that. That's why I said even though the Flash is way faster than bullets, I still think that that's why I said it's he'd probably be able to like withstand a battle with Flash, but then again, Flash is super fast that he can make a speeding bullet look like it's not moving at all.
Yeah,
So then
that's the thing
again,
about speed when it comes to these characters, bro. Like when you think about it, when you punch, like you throw a punch, the faster you throw that punch, the stronger the punch is gonna be, right? So like you hit a bag. If you go slowly and you like make contact with the bag very slowly, it's probably gonna like do a little bit of damage. But you throw your fist faster, the faster you go, the harder it hits. So just imagine the speed of the Flash. That's just making him that much stronger every single time. Like the faster he goes, the stronger he gets, because that's just how fast he's going. Like, if he's throwing a punch at you at light speed, that shit is gonna go. That's going light speed, bro. Like that shit's gonna fuck you up. I don't know. Just I don't
oh
know.
yeah, the punch will go right through you, bro, from
Yeah,
how
I know.
fast
Like
it's.
the Flash is just like that. To me, the Flash is one of the most OP characters in all of comic books, bro. Because to go light speed it's just that's just OP as fuck, bro. Like if it was a death battle, the only thing the Flash would have to do is just decide that he wants to tear your neck apart, and that's it. You're cooked. He'll just run through you like on some fucking A Train shit, but better because the Flash is faster than A Train. But either way, I don't know. Just I don't know. So yeah, I mean, you want to get right into the Chat GPT
Yeah,
prediction,
I
or what
want
do you
to.
think?
Yeah, I want to see what ChatGPT has to say.
All right, here we go. Team 1, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Professor X. Spider-Man, superhuman strength, agility, reflexes, and the spider sense. He's a skilled fighter and can use his webbing in creative ways. Wolverine, regenerative healing factor, enhanced senses, adamantium claws, and incredible combat skills. He's nearly indestructible and extremely dangerous in close combat. Nightcrawler, ability to teleport, highly skilled fighter, and can be very unpredictable. His teleportation could give him major advantages in avoiding attacks and striking from unexpected angles. Professor X, powerful telepath, capable of reading minds, controlling others, and influencing their actions. He is a strategic genius, but his powers might be limited in a high-speed chaotic battle. Team 2, The Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, and Blue Beetle. The Flash. Speed Force gives him superhuman speed, allowing him to think, move, and react faster than anyone. He can literally vibrate through solid objects and create powerful speed-based attacks. Green Lantern. Wields a power ring that allows him to create constructs of green energy, fly, and use it for a variety of offensive and defensive purposes. The strength of the constructs depends on his willpower. Batman. Peak human physical condition, martial arts expert, and has access to incredible tech, gadgets, and strategic planning. He doesn't have superpowers, but his intellect and prep time can often give him the edge. Blue Beetle. The Scarab gives him enhanced strength, agility, and a wide range of weaponry, and the ability to fly. His suit is highly adaptable and responds to his needs in combat. Analysis. Speed and mobility. Flash would be a major factor here. With his speed, he can easily outmaneuver Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Nightcrawler. Flash could potentially neutralize a lot of their abilities by moving too fast for them to react. Tactics and strategy. Batman, being a master tactician, would likely try to outsmart the other team. However, Professor X could challenge this by reading Batman's mind or controlling him, unless Batman uses some psychic defense tech. Combat power. Wolverine and Nightcrawler are both formidable in close combat. Wolverine's healing factor gives him an edge, and Nightcrawler's teleportation makes him hard to pin down. However, Green Lantern could likely counter many of their physical attacks with his power ring, especially since he has near limitless energy constructs at his disposal. Telepathic influence. Professor X is a game changer with his telepathic abilities, but the team would have to get close enough for him to use them effectively. Green Lantern could potentially create defenses against telepathic influence with his ring, and Batman may have countermeasures as well. Conclusion. It's a tough call, but Team 2, The Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, and Blue Beetle likely have the edge overall. Flash's speed and versatility of Green Lantern's power ring. Oh shit, I read that wrong. Sorry. Flash's speed and the versatility of Green Lantern's power ring would be tough for the other team to overcome, and Batman's strategy combined with Blue Beetle's suit would make them a strong, adaptable unit. That said, if the battle goes down in a more controlled or strategic environment where Professor X has time to set up, his mind control abilities could turn the tide. But in a fast paced, chaotic fight, Team 2 likely wins.
Damn, this shit's rigged.
W Flash, bro. W Flash. Like I said, bro, I don't know. I just the Flash is just OP as fuck. OP as shit. The Flash is just. I love the Flash, bro. He. I would date the Flash. I would. Yeah, I would be his bitch. Sorry, no. Sorry. I don't know what came over me there. That'd be cool to do every so often though. Just like have us create like a team or teams of superheroes or whatever, and put them in AI and see how the AI thinks it would go.
Yeah, that would be crazy, bro.
What do you think about that, buddy? What do you think about the results there?
I mean, I could understand it, just with Flash's speed already, and pretty much, let's just say Green Lantern's, ring is pretty much a cosmic energy. He's able to create anything and do anything that he, can think of with the ring and the power. So I mean, that right there is already enough strength, between the fighting to already have an upper hand on on a lot of things. So, versus compared to a Spider-Man, Wolverine who needs to be close range to be able to do real damage, and Professor X, it doesn't I mean, Professor X could be literally anywhere else on the planet and still be able to, like, affect you mentally. And then Nightcrawler, he has to see where he's going, so it's like, if
If the
he's
Batman, like that's what I would think. Like the Batman would probably make him blind or something, and then he can't do anything. But it's like I think the person on your team that would be the most formidable is definitely Professor X. He would be the one that's like would be the reason why they would win, if anything.
oh, 100%, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, he's technically the strongest that they have that, is able to really do some real damage
Oh no, one
when
hundred
all it
percent.
would be is mental.
Yeah, 100%. Man, no, that was pretty cool though. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of cool to see that. We could definitely,
It's interesting.
yeah, we could definitely see if we do that next episode as well. But either way, if you guys have any opinions on that superhero battle, let us know in the comments as well. We would love to hear your opinion on who do you think would win in a fight between those two teams, and then maybe any possible teams in the future we can try out with AI as well. Either way, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching. Maddie, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful listeners? If before we wrap up, sorry.
Thank you all again for listening and tuning in. We really do appreciate the views and you taking the time during your day to listen to us. We really do appreciate it. We would really love if you guys could leave comments, let us know what you disagree with. Let us know what you agree with, or instead of looking on Reddit for relationship advice, you would definitely remain anonymous. Give us, if you have any relationship problems, work problems, any type of problem you would like us to talk about, maybe we could give you our opinion, or maybe give you some advice or whatever. We would love to do that. So for sure, leave comments. Let us know what you like, dislike, what you agree with, disagree with, and we will definitely talk about it. Give us ideas of what you would like us to talk about. We could do some research into it if we're not too informed. And we really do love all the support and the views that we're getting. We're getting more and more every episode, and we really truly do appreciate that. Without the views, we probably wouldn't be doing this. So it's nice to know that you guys like listening to all the bullshit that we all end up talking about. It really does mean a lot to us. So please keep supporting us. Follow us on our Instagram, TikTok, social media, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts at CatFiveBoys on all platforms. Keep showing your support, love, and thank you for being listeners.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you very much for listening, guys. We appreciate it very much. The comments, we love them very much as well. Now that we're talking about that, let me see if I can. Let me check the comments real quick, see if there's anything we have to, anything new, rather. I apologize for the silence, Maddie. Just let's see. What do you think about cats versus dogs, buddy? What do you like, cats better or dogs better? What do you think?
Oh, I'm a dog person all the way, bro.
Why is that?
Dogs are I've always preferred dogs, bro. Cats are nice. There's only one cat that I've ever liked. Unfortunately, uh she's no longer with us. Rip Shadow. Always gonna be my only favorite cat.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Um I just prefer dogs, bro. I know there's different breeds of cats and different, like that, but there's just some dogs are just awesome, bro. I get home and my dogs are at the window. I see their tail wagging, their ears are down, they're getting all excited and jumpy to see me. Then they jump all over me for a couple of minutes and they're just with me, bro. I sit on the couch to watch a movie or I'm just in my room relaxing or picking up. They come in just to be with me, snuggle with me. They're just cute, they're fluffy, they they they're loyal to you. You don't have to earn their love and respect like with cats. A cat will knock your shit over. It'll climb up on your fucking furniture, knock over your candle, your phone, this and that. And your dog won't do that. I mean, it'll chew up your shoes or something. But I'd rather that than have an asshole cat that looks at me, smacks something. And that's one thing I don't like that cats do, that they smack. I don't like that shit. You'll be holding your cat trying to give it love. That shit'll go crazy, start attacking you with the sharp claws and teeth. My gets excited, will start licking me, giving me loves and kisses. I just prefer dogs, bro. Dogs are just awesome, bro. They're better companions in my opinion for people, bro. Nothing not saying cats aren't, but not for me. Dogs are just better in every single way possible, bro.
Buddy, I agree. I kind of like to think about it like, just imagine like, I feel like women are like cats and then men are like dogs. You know what I mean? Where women are super annoying, bro, and they'll slap you and they'll hit you and they'll
Oh
like
my
they're super
goodness.
unloyal and all that type of shit. And then guys, like we're just chill, bro. We're very loyal. We're chill. We just like to enjoy our time and just relax. You know what I mean? And we'll if you need our help, we're there for you and shit like that. You feel me? Like I don't know. I just That's how I kind of see it. But it is what it is what it is. But yeah, no, I'm definitely a dog person as well. But either way, we have no new comments. So with that being said, and without further ado, let's go to the outro of the show. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have and you liked the show, make sure to drop a like. If you're on YouTube, comment down below how much you liked it and what you agreed and what you disagree with. We love the comments, like Maddie was talking about. If you're on Spotify or an Apple Podcast, rate the show 5 stars. Make sure I think you could drop comments on Spotify as well. So if you guys want to do that on Spotify, go ahead and do that as well. Drop us a 5 star rating on both of those platforms. Disclaimer: the views expressed on the show by the individual hosts or the guests do not necessarily reflect the views of the Cat5Boys channel. We have clips. If you can't catch the full shows and you kind of want to get the best bits, obviously not all of the best bits because then what's the point of the actual shows, but some of the best bits. We have clips accounts, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. If you're on YouTube, we have shorts here that we post where it's a lot of funny clips, interesting, serious clips of the episodes that we post. If you guys are interested in that, go ahead and check that out at Cat5Boys for each of those platforms. We post clips on all of those platforms. So go check those out. Drop comments, drop likes, follow those accounts. Like Maddie said, it really gives us the motivation to keep going and keep doing these episodes, which I mean we'll do anyways. But we definitely want to see that community. We want to see the building of that community and be able to interact with you guys and have conversations and stuff like that. We eventually want to do call-ins, to have people call into the show, and if they have any questions, just ask the questions and we answer them and stuff like that, things of that nature. But either way, we have clips just in case. If you want to be a guest on the show, we would love to have you. If you have any disagreements with me or George or Maddie and you kind of want to debate about it or argue about it or whatever the case may be, maybe you don't like my views on women. Maybe you don't like George's views on little people. Maybe you don't like Maddie's views on being a white knight simp. Who knows? Who knows what you don't like? Either way, we would love to debate about it. We would love to talk to you about it. Maybe you just have something cool happening in your life at the moment you want to talk about. we would love to have you on to speak about that as well. Um, just DM us at CatFiveBoys on Instagram. Send us a DM. Let us know that you're interested in being on the show, and we will coordinate with you and set you up, or sorry, not set you up, but set up a time for you to be on the show. Um, I stream. I stream every Saturdays at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes I go a little bit later, depending. I might be a little late. I try not to be. I try to be on time, but I try to stream at 6 o'clock p.m. Um, every single Saturday. I stream on YouTube and on Twitch. The link for those will be in the description down below. If you guys want to check it out, we had a good time last stream. We were rating some, not rating. We were ranking rather some foods. We were ranking some movies, some Pixar movies. We were ranking some cartoon milfs and shit like that. Who would we smash? You know what I'm saying? Some degenerate
Oh
shit.
dear.
Because why not? You know what I'm saying? Because we a little bit degenerate too. No, but it was a fun time. It was a cool moment. I did like 40 something push-ups on stream. So if you guys want to go check it out, you guys want to go maybe hate on me live or give me some love, whatever the case may be. You want to put a face to the name and the voice. Go check out the stream. I would love to have you on. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff, all the good stuff. And we post every Wednesdays and Fridays. But yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it very, very much. God bless each and every one of you. Hopefully you have a beautiful rest of your day and subsequent rest of your week. Until the next time that we speak, good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.